Hey guys, before we get into this, I just wanted to say thank you. Um, Honestly, if you've been watching the videos, supporting, commenting, just know I genuinely appreciate it. This channel is actually growing kind of crazy, and it's because of you. Enjoy the video. A couple days ago, um, I actually got a comment on the channel asking if I could make a video about the path in life to choose. But to be completely honest, if you're trying to figure out what path to take in life and whether it's actually the right one, especially when money is involved, then this is probably going to hit you harder than even I expect. Because the truth is, most people don't actually choose the wrong path. They just expect clarity before they start moving. That's honestly where everything starts to fall apart. Just think about how you're making decisions right now. You're asking questions like, will this make money? Is this stable? What if I waste my time? What if I pick wrong? And those sound like smart questions, responsible questions, safe questions, but they're also the exact reason why you're stuck, because you're trying to predict the outcome of a life you haven't even lived yet. That's almost like trying to write a review for a movie from just the trailer. You don't know the plot, you don't know the ending, and you don't even know if the best part hasn't happened yet, but you're already deciding if it's worth watching. And in reality, that makes no sense. There is no perfect path. There's no guaranteed path, that's for sure. And anyone telling you they quote unquote knew from the start is either lying or actually forgetting how messy it actually was. Take this from me right now. I own a business, I'm doing this YouTube channel, and I work in sales, and I'm 24. That's a lot of shit to be dealing with. And no, at any point during any of this did I know any of this was going to be happening. It's all just kind of happening, and it's all very messy. And don't listen to those people that tell you otherwise. Because every successful person you look at now, at some point, had no idea what they were doing. No clarity, no certainty, no proof that it would work. Just honestly a guess and the willingness to give it a try and to keep going. So let's get real. It's not really you finding the right path necessarily. You have to construct one. You have to build it yourself. And money, coming from that path, money doesn't come from picking the perfect direction. That's not the point. It comes from staying in one direction long enough to become valuable. That's it. That is the entire game. Just like the game of business. It's not about getting in business. It's about staying in business. Because every path looks bad in the beginning. No money, no traction, no validation, no one clapping for you, no signs if it's working. Just effort with nothing coming back. That's the phrase that everyone hates. That's also the phrase that everyone avoids. And that's exactly why most people never win. Elon Musk once said, being an entrepreneur or a business owner or starting something is like staring into the void and chewing on glass. And that is the realest statement I could ever resonate with in my entire life, especially at this particular moment. Back to my point though. Most people never win because they quit too early. Not because the actual path was wrong, but because it didn't pay fast enough. My generation, the generation before and even after me, our attention spans, and I can speak to myself a little bit, are shortened. So we expect results on a timeline that just does not exist. So you start to panic, you start to switch, restart, and that's the problem. Every time you restart, you go back to zero. You go back to square one. A new path, a new learning curve, a new struggle, but the same outcome of you not having any damn progress. So honestly, this is what you need to do. At least what helped me. Stop asking, will this make me money? If anything, start asking, can I get good enough at this that people would eventually pay me? That's what matters. Because if the answer is yes, then the path is viable. Not guaranteed, but viable. And that's really all you need. Because if you get good at something, like really good, money becomes a byproduct. Not a gamble, not luck, not timing, a byproduct. It just kind of happens. But let me be completely honest with you. Yes, not every path is equal. Some paths monetize faster. Some have higher ceilings, some are more practical. So yeah, obviously money matters, but most people use that the wrong way. They try to find the perfect option instead of finding a good option and going all in. So this is a better way to use money as like a filter. Pick something that has a real demand, not something you hope people will pay for, something they're already paying for. Somewhere right now, that is your baseline. So not underwater basket weaving. Then ask yourself this: am I willing to suck at this long enough to become really good at it? Because that's the real filter. Not passion, not talent, not what feels exciting, but your tolerance for the grind to be sucking at something for a long enough time to get good at it. Because let's be honest, most paths suck at the very start. They can be boring, they can be frustrating, hell, even can feel pointless. You're not good yet. You're not confident yet. You're not getting results yet. So your brain kind of sits there and tells you, this isn't right. This isn't it. It doesn't feel right. We need to do something else. But that voice, your brain, your survival mechanism that's up here, it shows up on every single path. The right path never feels right in the beginning. It's always going to feel uncertain. It's going to feel slow. It's going to feel like nothing is happening. But that's 100% normal. That's actually part of it. So how do you actually know if you're on the right path? It's pretty simple. Stop looking for perfection and start looking for progress. Ask yourself, am I getting slightly better? Am I learning something useful? Am I building a skill that compounds that I can use later? If the answer is yes, you're on the right path. Even, key point here, even if it's not paying you yet. Because if you're not getting paid monetarily in dollars, you're still getting paid in the skills that you were learning how to do. Because just like money, skills actually compound. Efforts compound, experience compounds, but only if you stay in the damn game. And again, that's where most people lose. They want a path that feels right immediately. People start to want confidence up front. They need validation early. They need results fast. And when they don't get that, they stop, they quit, they give up. And then guess what? Then you repeat the cycle. New idea, new motivation, same outcome, but also no depth, no real progress, no mastery at any skill. And over time, that becomes the habit. Starting becomes easy, but finishing these projects and these businesses and these channels becomes rare. And that's where I was personally stuck for many, many years. So I can definitely understand if you feel like you're completely stuck in that one spot. Just keep trying, because that's where a lot of people stay stuck. Not because you're lazy, but because you never stay anywhere long enough to actually break through that wall. And that wall is invisible, and you don't know how far away it is or how thick it is. That's the frustrating part as well. So let's back up for a minute. What you need to do, and kind of what I did, is pick a path with potential. Not perfect, just good enough. Commit to it, not emotionally, so let's not think about it, but actually practically. Give it real time, months, maybe even years if needed. Measure the right things, so not income, but growth. Whether that be skills, whether that be following, whatever that may be. And make sure to keep asking yourself, are you improving? Are you faster? Are you sharper? Are you more confident than you were about a month ago? That is the scoreboard that you need to score on early on. Not money, because eventually, if you don't quit and you actually get pretty good and you stay consistent longer than anybody else, that's where the money shows up. Because funny enough, if you start to get good and then you're more consistent, you're going to be the only one left as well. Not because you picked perfectly, but because you didn't run away. There's no moment where a path taps you on the shoulder and says, hey, it's me. I'm the one that you need. That doesn't happen. You have to choose, you have to commit, and you have to unfortunately endure, and then you make it right. So if you're sitting there listening to me in your headphones or off of your phone speakers, waiting to feel certain, waiting for a sign, waiting for clarity, you're going to be waiting forever. Because clarity doesn't come before action. It comes from action. You move, you learn, you adjust, and then, and only then, do things start to make sense. So pick something, not randomly, but decisively. Start moving, start taking steps, mess it up even, figure it out, get better, and adjust along the way. That's honestly how real paths are built. Not planned, because the only path that guarantees failure is standing still. If you want real content like this every single week, multiple times a week, with no fluff, that's what I post here. So like, subscribe, comment. I see everything in my YouTube algorithm, or I should say dashboard. But anyway, have a wonderful day, guys. Thank you.